so Tai Chi techniques. There's a principle in Tai Chi that says we learn technique to acquire principle. Once we've acquired principle, we can abandon technique. Every orthodox technique, some people say there's 48, some could be 72 if you elaborate. But anyway, every orthodox technique contains a specific biomechanical generation of power in a way. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, every technique is multifaceted. There's a recovery, a counter, there's the 4 aspects of Dipu, Sui Zhao, Qinan, and Dimak, you know, of yin and yang, your opponent, how to react against it and how to use it. Anyway, beyond that, every technique in its fundamental form is broken down usually to one power or one method of generating power. So I'm not saying it's broken down into Penglu Jian or anything like that and it concentrates on one of the 8 powers of the 13 tactics. What I am saying is, for example, in a Kai Lang method, you'll find that often there's one of the 8 Kai Lang methods inherent within each form, or you'll find there's a characteristic of it. Now, for example, just to give you a flavour of what I'm talking about, for a second. So, in an orthodox step back and a close smoking, he throws the punch at me. I sidestep. I was guard, I sidestep to him. Actually, do the other side so people can see it. I sidestep him. In repulse monkey, I lift the fist. What we're trying to do here is, turn this way slightly. What we're trying to do here is, we're using the palm under the chin. We're using the fork of the fingers to cover. So we're covering his mouth, we're covering his nose. There's a bit of suffocation. There's also 3 aspects of attack. The palms lifting the chin. The 2 fingers go into the eyes. We're now going to roll the face around the head. We're not pushing down into the head, we're going to roll it around it. So there's this kind of move. We then move forward. We actually, yeah. Step back close, we guard the elbow, or we control it. We can turn them to the side. We move the face across, we step back through his leg, and repulse the monkey. Now, in another technique, again, in pat horse high, turn this way so we can see it on camera. We basically caress the spine and push back up with the same similar kind of dynamics to make the body believe, fool it into believing it's been supported. So you get basically that kind of an effect. Again, in white crane to this side, we're getting the hip across, lifting them, and throwing in place. So there's 3 individual techniques that have individual mechanical properties. When we're actually playing this technique, when I've played this kind of technique in Sancho, I've moved in and basically used all 3 principles inherent in those 3 separate techniques at once, because it becomes a much more effective technique. You're using powers in various directions, you're using forces going in different directions, which makes it harder for the opponent to counter. However, orthodox technique is practiced so that we can actually get these forces correct. If I show it to the person straight off and say, right, just mess around and do this, it's very effective. But a lot of the people, when they do it, they won't roll the head. They'll push straight down. And when they push straight down to resistance, suddenly Dermot here can actually resist it. He finds that actually he's not under so many pressures. There isn't so many forces in different directions. So if you want to be able to internalize those combat strategies, combat tactics, those combat techniques, you've got to break down each technique. So that's why the techniques are isolated in part. So today, I'm going to show you an example of this, which is beginning style. Beginning style, starting form. Raise the hand up, back, we sink down, we come up into vanguard arms, we're into extend the hands, and that's all labeled as beginning style, the vanguard arms and extend the hands being inside the door techniques. So, well, I'll do it on the side, so again you're going to start seeing similarities. Hands going up, elbows kept down, we sink, vanguard arms, turn, across. So, what are we noticing in this? Well, I'll tell you what you should be noticing, is that there's a vertical circle being used. There's a vertical circle being used in another way, the arm to stretch. We turn in, and there's a vertical circle of the shoulder and the crush of the hands being used. So what you're learning in the beginning style is how to use vertical circles to deal with an opponent. So this can be added, mixes with other techniques, but that's fundamentally what you learn in the beginning style. So the beginning style, as it comes, traditionally it is learned bullshit. It's how it's taught to initially grasp the concept and the skill that's been fucking communicated. It is not a cage. It is a facilitator of combat, not a restriction. That's the major brain fucking freeze that a lot of monkeys out there have. Anyway, so we continue. Dermot tries to grab my throat and choke me. Orthodox technique shows you how to ping again. How to ping, and here, grab, and push him out of the way. Back here, so we can see it again. What do we learn? Step back, retreat in order to advance. That's what we're learning. And people say, that's it, that's the end of the beginning style. But a flaw, throw a punch. There's the beginning style on a single hand. Again, hang, again, closer. I want you to actually hit the button. There it's done. Watch me do it slowly and close. I've moved it in to cover myself, and now I'm moving it across. Okay? So there it is using a single side. If you read the old documents of Chuan, the precursor to Tai Chi Chuan, you'll find that one of the errors discussed is having the two hands extended equally. This is something we call double weighted in the hands. And there's an obvious reason for this, because if I do lunge at Dermot and he manages to deflect with one hand, it allows his second hand the opportunity, and I have no guard. So this is a big martial no-no. Why would I extend both my hands simultaneously? In the form, you will have boxed ears. You will have embraced twin fists, which seem to do this. But again, in the saber, you have techniques as such, right? Before taking off the boots or drums. But as he's attacking, what is that? In the saber, we have attacked, somebody has attacked us, we have lifted his weapon, he has parried with the other side, and then we meet. So it's actually three different ways. But that doesn't have to be that way. He could have basically chopped in with the saber, and lifting, blocking that, and then me, and he blocks that, and then I stop. It can be done in different ways. What it's saying is that you can do it at different times. Together is not always good. Never to extend the two hands at the same time. Very fucking foolish thing to do. Anyway, so in the beginning style, what it's teaching you is, the old masters are teaching you, is basically to come up with pain, that you're countering a horizontal circle with a vertical circle. By doing that, as he's putting in the horizontal circle, his muscle culture all along here is powering in this way, and it has a downward force in it. By raising it, I am separating his force, and basically severing, whatever way you want to call it, severing the flow, severing the chi if you want to call it a flow. It can be basically described in Western or Eastern terms, same thing. Basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting off his power. What I've done is I've taken this power, lifted it, and therefore severed it, so the power disappears. By doing that, he's going to naturally want to recover. I follow and push away. So that's what you're learning with that way. Another way of doing it is thrust and punch. Vanguard arms, and we're coming in. So vanguard arms, watch it slowly. Coming across, 7 stars guard, guarding again the elbow. Pulling him down slightly, the hand comes across the attack. Drop your guard so people can see it in the camera. The attack certainly can be the bridge. It can be the forearm. It can be the thumb into the eyes. It can be a strike into the neck, depending on where it is. Basically, that's your Dimak principle within the strike. I've used this again in Sancho. I've used it, I leave a head maybe somewhat this way and give him something to fish for. When he goes to go for it, I turn, I come in. So what happens if we line you up this way to attack? What happens, slow down, I want to show you what's happening. What's happening basically, you don't need to attack. What's happening is I'm giving him a target. Once he goes for that target, I'm moving across and attacking him over this side so I can show him talking. Once I give him the target that he wants to go for, I'm coming in across and attacking. So I'm weaving in the way. What does it mean though? It means that when he has a standard guard up, I can lean one way and across. It is not a haymaker, which is very easy to block for the opponent. Because I move 7 stars, the circle that seems like that with the arm becomes a vertical, and therefore very hard to defend against. Because I move this way, I cancel out wide action of my arm by moving the body across. It comes down on it like a catapult. I'm also using the box steers, twin fists, twin mounted peaks through the ears. I'm hitting with these knuckles into back application. So, again, so far we have beginning step, the attacks, launch in, don't launch in, drop them, break the structure, push them out of the way. Next one, we're coming in attack, and basically we're using vanguard arms. Another two applications of the beginning step. So you can see what's happened there. Yeah. Vertical, circle, sequence straight circle again. Punch. Vertical, circle, down. Keep moving through. Next, attack. And we're clinched. Now we're in a clinch situation. If I get behind him, I'm going to basically, it's like a Boston Crab wrestling move. When I get behind my foot to stop him slipping out of it. I don't do that, he'll walk out of it and maintain a structure. This kills the structure. That's what that foot's for. Now I'm going to use a vertical circle. I'm going to crush my hands like so. There's the miniature detail vertical circle twisting of the arm. And I'm also going to bring the arm up and in. I'm going to crush the ribs like a nutcracker. I'm going to use the shoulder to push him this way. So it's going to be a little circle in this fashion as I throw him down. Yeah? Clinch, throw. Very simple, quick technique. Next one, again. This time, the range is slightly different. I'm not quite hugging him chest to chest. I have a bit more of a guard. So it gives me a bit more opportunity. I'm using now my hands and my feet rather than my shoulders and basically my hands. So what I'm doing here, I'm throwing like so. So, that's this move. As such. Now watch the verticals in this again. Cross and down. The verticals in that move, remember, you see, pulling the back towards us, pushing the head back. But we're not giving him, that would probably be sufficient. But we're not, we're way fucking more cruel than that Wudang. We're now going to use a vertical circle in the leg, basically moving in that direction. As such. So, there's going to be one vertical circle sweeping his legs, and there's going to be another vertical circle messing with the spinal structure. Okay? Coming in, and it quickly takes the person down. So beginning style, what you're learning is how vertical circles can be used in combat. Quite simple. So, when you move, for example, into grasp with sail hook,